Tina from Hangry by Nature, checking in for the week. Now, there's a ton of Disneyland vlogs out there, but what I've always wanted myself was whether it was actually worth taking young children, in particular a baby, like babies or toddlers, to Disneyland or not. And whether it's worth the $70 US entry fee that you pay. Would they get much out of it? Can they even go on any rides? Would they even remember it? So we recently took a trip to Disneyland Tokyo and put it to the test. We took our 1-year-old and we took our almost 3-year-old. FYI, in this video, I'll be going through rides for babies and toddlers, park amenities, how expensive food is at the theme park, and general tips. Let's go take a look. From our experience, the segments of Disneyland that were probably best suited for our baby and toddler were Adventureland, Fantasyland, and Toontown. There were a lot of rides that we could even take our baby on there as well because there were no height restrictions, and there were a lot of other mums there who had newborns strapped onto them, and they went on those sort of rides. So like kind of cruisy boat rides, carousels, and things like that. One thing you guys can't miss out on when you're at Disneyland is the parades. They are amazing and they are definitely a highlight when you're at Disneyland. So at Disneyland Tokyo, they've got 2. There's one in the day, oh there's a few actually. A few in the daytime, so one in the morning and one in the afternoon. And then there's one at night. Closer to 9 p.m, 8 or 9 p.m. It's after the parade. Now don't bank on the fireworks because down that way where Tokyo Disneyland is gets quite windy, and on nights that are a little too windy or the wind's blowing in the wrong direction, they'll just cancel it at the last minute. So literally you're standing there waiting for the fireworks, you're like, oh, 1 minute to go, and they'll be like, oh, fireworks cancelled. And you're like,
Oh, don't cry.
I just waited around for this. So don't bank on it. It's I'm sure it's we didn't see it, that's what happened to us, but yeah, if you need to go home, go home. Don't wait around for the fireworks. A quick note on the Fastpass, guys. As soon as you enter the park, make sure you hold on to your entry ticket to Disneyland because the entry ticket will need to be scanned in order to get the Fastpass. So the Fastpass machines are usually within the vicinity of the most popular rides where you would probably need a Fastpass. You'll be given a Fastpass ticket for whatever particular ride that you want a Fastpass for, and you're allocated a time slot where you're able to use the Fastpass. So it doesn't mean you can actually use it right away. It might be in 2 hours time. So that just means you go and do something else in the meantime and you come back during that time frame and you can use your Fastpass and skip the queue. But you can't go around collecting all the Fastpasses. So on your Fastpass, it will actually specify when the next time is when you'll be able to go and get the next Fastpass. Generally, if you're there for the whole day, you may only be able to get 3 or 4 Fastpasses for the day. And the thing with Fastpasses is, from our experience, is that sometimes when you do go you know, for your next time slot where you're eligible for a fast pass, you might notice whatever ride you're trying to get it for, it's actually all out for the day because they only allocate a limited number of fast passes for a particular attraction in the day. So you might not even be able to get it later on in the day. So don't count on it. But on average, I would say without a fast pass, we probably queued up for a good at least half an hour to 45 minutes for each ride. So do bear that in mind. It can be pretty time consuming, but nevertheless, always worth it in the end. Each segment will have their own toilets and amenities, and they've literally got everything: baby change tables, space age toilets, disabled toilets and everything like that. So you're definitely not going to have a hard time looking for a bathroom. And we never experienced any queues or lines going to the toilets either. So that was pretty straightforward. If for some reason you've forgotten to bring your stroller with you, you can actually hire strollers at Disneyland for 1,000 yen for the day, which is about 12 Australian dollars. So it's not very expensive. And they've got like Mickey Mouse embroidered in them. A lot of people have done that. We saw a lot of those Disneyland strollers when we were there. There's also designated parking bays for strollers when you go on a ride. So you kind of you have to leave your stroller in this parking bay where all the strollers are, and there's a lot sort of scattered throughout the park. One of the things that theme parks are notoriously known for is to have bad and expensive food. But you know what? It wasn't actually too bad at Tokyo Disneyland. We averaged probably around 1,000 yen per dish, which is slightly more expensive than outside, but not outrageously expensive. The handy thing is that when you enter, you get obviously a map of the whole park, and it specifies sort of the pricing according to how expensive each restaurant or eatery is as well. So you can pick some cheaper places, which is where we went to, where the average is around 1,000 yen, or you can go to restaurants that are slightly more upmarket, where you pay a little bit more dosh. One of the things that helped us get through a part of the day is to get food and snacks from convenience stores beforehand. So you can bring food into Disneyland with you. We popped into a Family Mart beforehand and we bought sandwiches, drinks, onigiris with us, and that helped us really get through the day. General tips for Disneyland in Tokyo. So do bear in mind that Disneyland in Tokyo is near the sea, so it does get very windy and cools down a lot towards the afternoon. So do bring extra layers for yourself and the kids because it gets a little chilly. About 9:30 a.m. here at Disneyland in Tokyo, and it is bloody hectic. I can't imagine what it's like on a weekend. So we're here on a Tuesday, and people say Tuesdays is the best day to come. It's already absolutely insane. But it didn't take us long to get in. The ticket queues weren't actually so bad, but we already pre-purchased our ticket online. But I would suggest, just to be safe, to buy it online in case the queues get big. Otherwise, just come as early as possible. The park opens at 8:30. We actually got here just after 9, and it's already crazy. There's buses and trains full of people arriving, just one after another. On that note, I wanted to give you guys a tip on the best way to get to Disneyland. So if you're thinking of going on a weekday, I would highly recommend taking the bus instead of the train, because chances are you'll want to get there early. And if you want to get there early, it means you get trapped within peak hour in Tokyo, and you don't want to get stuck with kids and a stroller on the subway. Because what's the phrase for it? You'll feel like a sardine in a can. Is that what it is? Sardine in a can? Yeah. So from what I've heard from Andy, who's gotten stuck in Tokyo peak hour before, is that literally you're so squashed next to the person next to you that there's nothing that can happen to you. You couldn't fall, you could just fall asleep standing, whatever it is. But yeah, you don't want to put your kids through that, and you don't want to put yourself through that as a parent. Getting back, if you are returning to Tokyo in that peak hour frame, I would say probably take the bus again. But if you're staying till later, like we did, so we stuck around till about 8 p.m, we took the train back and we had no hassles at all. It was very direct, really easy, and cheaper than the bus as well. The upside to bringing your kids who are under 4 years of age to Disneyland is that they get in for free. Yes! So you only really have to fork out doshies for yourself and your hubby, unless you can pass off as a 3-year-old, and I think most men can. Another little secret for all you money savers out there is that the park is actually open until 10 p.m. I'm pretty sure most days of the year, from what I checked last. You can actually get discounted tickets if you enter after 3 p.m. a whole 2,000 yen cheaper. So you can actually get adult tickets for 5,400 yen if you come after 3 p.m. That's still 7 hours of Disney fun. And that can actually work to your favor because the peak time to get on rides is usually in the mornings and early afternoon and just after lunchtime. It quietens down a little bit towards later in the afternoon. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, make sure to give us a big thumbs up. And of course, comment below and let us know if you have been to Disneyland, any Disneyland in the world, with a baby and a toddler. And let us know what your experience was like. Did they remember it? Did they enjoy it? Did everyone have a good time? Because we did. We did. Feeling nostalgic. No one's gonna have a bad time at Disneyland. Comment below if you did. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, you already know, make sure you hit that subscribe button. There, wherever that is. There. And give us some love. Show the Scott fam some love. And make sure to enable notifications to keep up to date with all our latest videos and the best places to travel around the world with kids. We'll see you in the next video. We'll be doing more of Japan with kids, so make sure you stay tuned. And we're going to show you guys around Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka with a baby and a toddler in tow. Peace out!
Hungry, yes I'm hungry. 매일이 작불이 미래 개불. 나는 없었어. 그리고 또 내